Welcome to this presentation, which is designed for current Year 10 students to help them select their subjects for Year 11 in 2022. We have a number of resources and information available for you online this year. Firstly, there's the Senior Year's Curriculum Handbook, which will be available via the college website. It's a really useful resource. It has lots of information about all the different subjects that we offer at Nazareth in Years 10 through to 12. It tells you about the different learnings that occur within each of our subjects, as well as, most importantly, the assessment that occurs. Valuable information when you're choosing your subjects. Students, you'll receive an email regarding a code for Edval to be able to select your subjects for next year. Parents, you will receive an email regarding subject counselling, and I'll talk some more about that later on in this presentation. Some other very valuable websites for you to visit and have a look at include SACE, SATAC and TAFE. So SACE in particular, thinking about planning your pathway to finish SACE, and then SATAC and TAFE are thinking about what may be beyond Year 12 once you've finished your SACE certificate. To begin the process of selecting your subjects, students, you actually need to start by asking yourself some questions and answering them honestly. You need to think about what subjects are you actually good at? Which are the ones that you actually enjoy studying, you enjoy learning about? And potentially also thinking about, are there particular subjects that you might need for your future pathway? So exploring things like that SATAC website will help you in terms of if there are particular subjects that you need to be thinking about for Year 11 and then into Year 12 and then maybe at university or TAFE afterwards. We know that the subjects that you continue to enjoy, that you continue to be good at, are the subjects that are going to provide you with the best chance for success next year when you're in Year 11. Students, you should also have conversations with your teachers, and you need to listen to their answers and add that to all the conversations that you're going to have with a variety of people, so that you can make an informed decision about your subjects for Year 11 or say Stage 1. Ask your teachers, do you think that I can achieve success in this subject? Why? Or why not? And if it's a why not, then perhaps what other subjects might be a better choice for you? Your teachers will happily talk to you about these things. They love to discuss future pathways with students. But then also have a conversation with your parents. Perhaps chat with your older siblings. If you have brothers or sisters who have already gone through and completed Year 12, they may have some ideas about things that they really enjoyed or things they would have liked to have studied. There may be students in your mentor group that you can talk to as well. Gather lots of information and then make your decision. It's really important that it is your decision. So now we've got to think about selecting your actual subjects. Really what we're talking about is filling 12 boxes. And if you think about it, we have a 6-line timetable structure at Nazareth where you undertake 6 subjects during semester 1 and 6 subjects during semester 2. You can think about that white line there that's dividing all those 12 boxes as being the line that divides semester 1 from semester 2. So 12 boxes to fill in total. Let's start with the compulsories. All Year 11 students need to undertake 1 semester of religion studies. So let's place that in one of those boxes. It might happen in semester 1. It might be better placed for your timetable in semester 2, but it will take up one of those boxes. As part of your SACE, you are required to undertake and satisfactorily complete 2 semesters, so a full year of some sort of literacy-based subject. We have a number of options available, and I'll talk you through some of those in a little bit. But you need to choose an option for semester 1 and for semester 2. A compulsory part of your SACE is also 1 semester of a numeracy subject. And again, we have lots of options available at Nazareth that you could choose from. This must also be satisfactorily completed, so it's important that you choose the right level of mathematics subject for you. Let's start by thinking about that literacy requirement and the literacy subjects that we have on offer at Nazareth. There are in fact 3 options available. Students can choose from English Literary Studies, English, or Essential English, And it's important that you think about which one is the right option for you, because you must achieve a C standard in 20 credits of literacy in order to be able to achieve your SACE. So have a read about each of these 3 different options in our curriculum handbook. You can see there the sorts of content that's covered, the sort of assessment that's required in each of these different levels of English. Talk to your current English teacher. They can help you too to make a decision. Whether you are a student who really loves studying English, you really enjoy reading and writing independently, maybe it's English literary studies. If you're a student who really struggles and finds English challenging, you like lots of support and you need extra assistance in the classroom, you might like to think about essential English. Or if you're a student who's somewhere in between, needs a little bit of help within the classroom, still enjoys reading and writing independently perhaps, you might like to choose English. But it's really important that you choose the option that is right for you. Now let's think about that numeracy requirement. Again, we have 3 options available at Nazareth for students to choose from: mathematical methods, general mathematics, and essential mathematics. And choosing the right option is again very important because you must achieve 10 credits of numeracy, that is 1 semester, at a C standard in order to complete your SACE. So think about whether you are a student who really enjoys your study of mathematics and has achieved some great results this year whilst in Year 10. Are you a student who is challenged by mathematics and finds it really hard and needs some extra support and assistance in the classroom? You can also talk to your current maths teacher. They can provide you with some advice too about which option might be the best one for you. So that's the first 4 boxes: the religion component, the literacy subject, the numeracy subject. What about all the rest? Well, for the first time ever, students, you have the most free choice available to you. Each of those other boxes is your choice to pursue subjects that you are really interested in, that you've enjoyed studying, perhaps through middle school, or something brand new that you've never tried before. So much choice, so many things to choose from. So let's look at some ways that you might fill all of those boxes. Here's example number 1, and wow, what a great pathway this is. English literary studies, mathematical methods for a full year, specialist maths for a full year. Oh my goodness, who wouldn't want to do double maths? Physics, chemistry, and 1 semester of economics. Perhaps that's just thrown in there for something a little bit different. What a great pathway. I think I did something very similar when I was at school. But I chose those subjects because I really enjoyed those subjects and I was achieving some great results in those subjects. And I was thinking about engineering or teaching at that point in time. So therefore, that was a great pathway for me to lead into university, to undertake study at university. I know for some of you, you'll also be looking at that thinking that's a great combination. And it is if you're achieving some great results and you really enjoy those subjects. Currently, enjoying mathematics and science at Year 10. For some of the rest of you, you'll be looking at that horrified. It might not be a good combination for you at all. These may not be the subjects that you enjoy or want to continue with. So let's look at some other possibilities as well. Okay, let's look at a second example. So in this one, you can see religion studies is still there. Full year of English literary studies still there. Mathematical methods for a full year, that's still there too. Or when that 1 semester of economics, that's there as well. But after that, this student has chosen a number of different options, all single semester options, which you can do. Presumably they're trying out some different subjects before they're going to settle on particular ones to take through to Year 12. So you can see there's 1 semester of history, 1 semester of legal studies, there's a little bit of psychology in there, 1 semester of biology, 1 semester of art, and 1 semester of design. Trying lots of different options to see which ones they might be best at. And here's example number 3. Again, some different options that have been selected by this student, presumably because they've identified the level of English they want to study, the level of maths they want to study, and then they're trying a number of different things there. We can see they've got 1 semester of PE, 1 semester of outdoor education, 1 semester of engineering, nutrition, biology, accounting, and business innovation. So this student might have some different areas that they're interested in and are possibly considering pursuing through into Year 12. And let's look at one more example. So this student's picked some different things again here. They've chosen essential English and essential mathematics. Notice they've chosen essential mathematics for the full year, which means that they could consider that subject at Year 12 if they wanted to, if they were successful at Year 11 and wanted to continue on. But they've also picked digital tech for 1 semester, business innovation and engineering. You'll see that they've included a VET course as part of their study. And in Year 11, of course, you can have an allocated study line in lieu of the fact that you're taking that external study outside of hours, or it might be one day of the week where you're at your training organisation working on your VET course. This student's also included workplace practices, a great subject to partner with the VET course. So we'd encourage students who are thinking about undertaking a VET course to also undertake workplace practices here at school. So I wonder what you will choose to fill all those boxes. Which literacy subject will you pick that's the right choice for you? Which numeracy subject will you pick? Which one's the right choice for you? And after that, what combination of subjects are you thinking about? Are there some particular things that you've really enjoyed studying this year that you want to continue on with? Are there particular science options that you'd like to try? Some lovely options within the humanities that you might be interested in too. All sorts of things are available. That's where that curriculum handbook becomes so very important. Spend some time reading through that document and it can help you make some decisions about things that you would like to try next year. When making your decisions about all those particular subjects that you might fill in those 12 boxes with, it's important to also be thinking about where might you be heading to beyond school. What is your plan for after you've finished Year 12, say Stage 2? Are you thinking about university study? Are you thinking about TAFE study? Are you thinking about an apprenticeship or a traineeship? Are you thinking about full-time employment? And in which case, are there particular subjects that you need to study at Year 12 and hence particular subjects that you need to study at Year 11 to be able to pursue this pathway? We would always encourage you to keep your options open as much as possible and at least be aware of the ramifications of decisions when you choose not to study particular subjects. So for example, Stage 1 physics, that is Year 11 physics, is a prerequisite to Stage 2 physics, i.e. Year 12 physics. So if you wanted to study physics at Year 12 and you had identified a particular pathway, perhaps at university, where you needed that subject, then you have to study physics at Year 11. There are other subjects which are not prerequisites. So for example, Stage 1 Business Innovation, Year 11 Business Innovation, will provide you with excellent background knowledge and preparation to undertake business innovation at Stage 2 or Year 12. But it is not a prerequisite. So that means you don't have to do Stage 1 Business Innovation in order to be able to undertake Stage 2 Business Innovation. It's useful, but it's not a prerequisite. For those of you considering a university pathway, there are 2 resources that I would strongly recommend for you. Both of them are available from the SATAC website. One is the tertiary entrance booklet, that's the little orange one that you can see on the screen, which has lots of general information about ATAR, about university prerequisites, those sorts of things. The blue SATAC guide for undergraduate courses has more specific information about different courses that are available at the different universities, more information around what they cover, what their content is, what their assumed knowledge is, what their prerequisites are, so that you can start planning that bigger pathway. So what next? Students, I would really encourage you, starting as of tomorrow, to talk with your teachers. And for parents, of course, our learning conversations are coming up very soon. It's a great opportunity to talk with teachers about options for your student. I would also encourage students to speak with the leaders of teaching and learning. There are experts in each of the learning areas, and they're going to be available every lunchtime next week. That is week 3. If you want to go and visit them and ask them subject-specific questions or learning area-specific questions. Great people with lots of knowledge to be able to talk to you more about the subjects that are on offer within their learning area for 2022. I would really encourage you to have a look at our curriculum handbook. There's lots of information there, which is very useful for you when you're choosing your subjects. Students, I do want you to have conversations with your parents and with your peers. And remember, do your homework. Get lots of information first before you make your decisions. And that SATAC website is really valuable if you're thinking about a university and TAFE pathway. I would encourage you to have a look and have a read and do some investigating and find out lots of information to help you make your decisions. So where to from here? Students, you will receive an email by the end of this week, so by Friday 30th of July, with the Edval code in order to select your subjects. Those selections must be entered by 9 a.m. on Friday the 13th of August. That gives you a 2-week window to have a think about what it is you might like to study next year and then actually enter those selections into Edval. Parents, you'll also receive information in regard to subject counselling. Obviously, that process is going to look a little bit different this year with all the current goings on with COVID, but we will be contacting you as to how we're going to handle subject counselling this year because we think it is such an important part of the process. So, after all those subjects have been selected, after all that subject counselling has occurred, only then do we start to actually build our college timetable. So the number of classes of particular subjects, how they sit on our line structure, is all determined based on what our students tell us that they want. Students, it's really important to remember that subjects are allocated to you from your priority order of how you enter them in Edval. So if there's something in particular that you are very passionate about wanting to study next year, then you must rank that higher in the order of your selection. Things that are not quite so important can go further down in your priority order, but your subjects are allocated from the order in which you enter them. It's important to remember that not every subject that we offer will actually run next year in 2022. It is absolutely based on student interest. So some years particular subjects are very popular and we can run a class, we can run multiple classes of that subject. And other years that particular subject is not so popular and not very many students select it, and in which case we can't always run a class when there's only small numbers of students. That's where reserve selections become really important. We do ask you to nominate a couple of subjects that are your reserves, the spares, the last resort, that if you couldn't get those subjects that were listed in your priority order, that you would be prepared to study. So please think about that seriously when you're entering that information. There are some times when we do need to look at those reserve subjects. We work very hard to avoid that at all costs, but sometimes we need to. So finally, students, please make an informed decision. Do your homework, get lots of background information, do lots of research and chat to lots of people about what you're thinking about for next year, and choose the subjects that are right for you, the ones that you are good at, the ones that you actually enjoy studying. There's no point picking subjects that your friends are good at or that they like studying or that your siblings were good at or that your parents were good at. It's actually really important that you choose the subjects that are right for you because this gives yourself the best chance for success in Year 11. Good luck.